Welcome to Week 4 of the North American Challenger Series Summer Split. This week, our 6 teams sprint towards the finish line to lock up their spots in the postseason, and we're set up here to bring you every minute of the action. I'm optimist Dom Romer, along with Aiden's Irene Moon and Tom Searfoss.
I don't want everybody to be fooled by this Deceptidom over here trying to steal my name, but I'm glad to be here nonetheless.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was a good recovery. For now, well, we've got more show, so we'll see if you can recover later. But let's bring up the standings to get a look at the lay of the land. In first place, it's Cloud9 Challenger, while Team Liquid Academy is hot on their heels in second. Apex Pride is sharing their third place with Dream Team and Nova, which puts Enix in sixth. But anything can happen in our games tonight, which kicks off with Dream Team battling Team Liquid Academy. Then we'll catch up with Enix as they take on Nova before closing out the night with Cloud9 Challenger going up against Apex Pride. Now, there are only 2 weeks left in the regular season, and every single game becomes incredibly important for teams to secure a place in the postseason, especially with an eye at winning a spot in the LCS. Now, top of that list right now is Cloud9 Challenger, who can lock up their spot with just one single win.
Yeah, and Cloud9 Challenger is definitely the team to beat. They could definitely compete against some of the bottom LCS teams because a lot of them are LCS veterans. A lot of them have a lot of experience under their belt. They've played together as a team. High talks about bringing contracts in hasn't really been too big of a problem for them because of the fact that, well, everybody has so much experience. So bringing up a rookie is rather easy for them as well.
Yeah, and they've done a really great job of playing to Contract's comfort and what he wants to play in the jungle. He's actually got the highest kill share on their team, 39% of Cloud9 Challenger's kills, which is a lot, especially the fact that this is like the new guy they're bringing in to like bring up to their level.
A small sample size, though.
Small sample size.
2
Only
games?
played a couple games, but
Well,
2 or 4.
We'll see if he can continue it, though. Right behind them, there is a packed field of contenders that are vying for those remaining 3 spots. And I want to get your take on how those teams might shake out.
well, Apex is a team we're going to be seeing a little bit later on tonight, and they were another one of those teams that we all kind of thought were going to be sitting at the top of the standings, but now they were not so certain. They've had a couple of shaky performances early on in Challenger, and they didn't look too good until they play Enix, who's actually sitting at the bottom of the table now. So we did see a couple of marked improvements. We've given a lot of flack to Roar in the bottom lane. He stepped up his game last week, but we're going to have to see if it's a consistent thing or if it was kind of a one-time wonder.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everybody's kind of looked good against Enix because they haven't even picked up a single game yet, not let alone a series, right? So Apex, jury is still out on them. They're sitting at 4 points, and they have to make playoffs because this week they play Cloud9 Challenger. Don't know if they're going to pick up any more wins there.
Yeah.
And then next week they play Dream Team, which is the team they're currently tied with for that 4th place spot. So that is do or die time for them come next week, or if they can pick up some wins here against Cloud9.
Pressure is rising. We'll see if they can. But the players have been stepping up big across the board. But in week 3, the man that went above and beyond to claim our MVP honors was Team Liquid Academy's Moon, in fact.
Yeah, not Challenger Series Moon, sadly. Yeah. But anyway, Moon, that guy, Galen has actually been performing incredibly well in the Challenger Series. There's less pressure on him. He's actually gotten a lot of praise behind the scenes from Dardoch, the main TL jungler, about how in scrims, he's stepping up. Moon is doing a fantastic job. He's eager to learn, so being surrounded by people like Piglet on the team is actually very helpful for him.
Yeah, and Moon in general has kind of been able to play a little bit more to his comfort. He picked up Rek'Sai once. He played the Evelynn twice. Hasn't died on Evelynn whatsoever, which is impressive enough considering how often she's going after enemy jungle camps, going after the back line, trying to set off those flanks. So he's playing altogether a more comfort to his style, and it's working out extremely well.
Yeah, there's a big difference between being on stage in the professional scene and being in the North American Challenger Series at home in the gaming house. You can sit there and play for your comfort. It's just the same situation as scrims, exactly the same. So replicating that performance is not very difficult. So he's able to play the Evelynn. He's able to take risks and snowball. And that's what we've seen him doing with like full AP builds and actually going really ham on that champion.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see if he will continue that impressive play this week. But the board is set, so let's jump right into our first matchup. Team Liquid versus Dream Team. And this looks to be a pretty exciting match.
Yeah, Team Liquid Academy's definitely kept up the performance. I mean, Moon just got MVP last week, so we already know that they're continuing to do it, even though they've had a rotating roster. And scholars maintain that the rotating roster actually has helped them out more than it's actually hindered them, especially when they're brought in Piglet.
All those scholars, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that he got MVP while Piglet came in, and Piglet had a very dominating performance, and this has actually helped out both squads, right? They took a voice away from TL, so it's a little more focused on Matt and also Dardoch to make the calls. And then here, Piglet is really a large voice on this team, and he's having a little more comfort. He's able to play his own game, and he's getting TLA to play around him and his wealth of experience as a former world champion.
Yeah, the team certainly playing very well, but their opponents on the other side, Dream Team, well, they're looking for a comeback for themselves.
Yeah, Dream Team, they came into this split. They missed out on playoffs last time. They didn't want that to happen this time. They came in looking really strong. They played against Nova and Enix, and they put up some pretty good results. But last week against Cloud9 Challenger, when they're challenging for the top of those table teams, they looked a little bit shaky, and some of their weaknesses wound up getting exploited. Against TLA tonight, and then finishing up the season against Apex, this is like make or break time if they want to make the playoffs this time.
Currently tied in that middle of the standings. The pressure is on for them to continue to play well and look for that playoff spot.
Yeah, Dream Team, of course, they're the team that, tied with Apex, like you said. But the big thing for me is they didn't make it last time. You talked about that as well. The squad, they're still struggling, right? Their victories are not very convincing. We're not seeing almost a definite style from them. And Nova is another team that's right there next to them in the standings, and they have a very defined style. So this middle of the pack, as it fleshes out, one of these teams has to drop between Nova, Dream Team, and Apex. And I honestly don't know which one it is.
We'll have to keep our eyes on Dream Team a little bit more, though, too, because North Scaring came in last week. He was the new support. He played some of those range, mage kind of supports. He played Karma and Nami. And it didn't necessarily wind up working out for them against Cloud9 Challenger, but we'll have to see if that's something that they can stabilize against some of the other teams.
Yeah, coming in and playing against Cloud9 Challenger is like, welcome to North American Challenger.
Boom. Surprise!
That sucks. But we don't know what his performances are like.
Yeah.
But having that stable roster is important for them because they had Papa Chow, and then they had Bsin sit in, who's not a support player, who's been stepping away from the game and doing managerial duties. So now having that support, they're like, okay, this is a better fit for us, but we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, the hope is that they can finally stabilize with a committed roster and actually pull together some wins. But now we're going to go ahead and send Tom away. Thank you so much to keep tabs on our offline games. He'll be back in all his glorious Tomness in just a little bit. But right now, we're going to check out the starting lineups. On the blue side for Game 1, it's Dream Team. In the top, Jarong. In the jungle, Acadian. Mid, Peckinwolf. AD carry, Massacre, and support, Scarin.
And on the red side, it's Team Liquid Academy. In the top lane, Solo. In the jungle, Week 3 MVP, Moon. In the mid lane, Golden Glue. AD carry, Piglet. And support, Stunt.
Yeah, and I am very excited for this match because Team Liquid Academy, so far they've been the only team to be able to take a single win off of Cloud9 Challenger.
Yeah, and then they also had another tie later on the week following. So they were still trying to get their feet under them. The Fabi situation with Piglet. Now Piglet's come in, first 2-0 weekend for them. So that's what they're looking at here, is having that relaxed AD carry kind of carry their games. And Piglet's been very vocal about almost getting a little burned out on the game at that high level, constantly keeping that practice regimen. And now he's like, okay, Challenger's a little easier for him. He can take a little bit of a break and rekindle his love for the game as he is crushing kids in Challenger.
So it's also a little bit easier for the team to have this clear voice of, this is a guy who won Worlds. He probably knows what's best to do in this situation.
Yeah, the game constantly changes as well, and that's why whenever we mention this guy's a former world champion, I think the biggest thing to take away from that isn't so much like they understand the game, they understand how it should be played. It's more they understand what it's like to be on a winning team and how to continue momentum even when you lose, and also just the mentality of a champion.
Yeah.
Right. That's really what I think a lot of these former world champions bring to the table, as opposed to like a superior game knowledge or something.
Yeah.
Right.
He doesn't know some secret about Vayne that nobody else knows. Though it wouldn't surprise me.
He's got great mechanics, of course, right?
But he's been playing for long enough. But as you can see, we have entered into picks and bans. Writing down the bans here, I just wrote Rye for the final ban. Not quite right. But that is going to be Azir, Trundle, and Rise banned away from Team Liquid Academy. Vladimir and Nidalee banned away from Dream Team. Let's see if they are going to go for a secondary jungle ban as well. Target out Acadian, who's been playing remarkably well for them.
Yeah, might ban Swain here, might ban Hecarim. Okay, Hecarim at Acadian, because you were talking about the jungle bans. Acadian had a lot of practice on Hecarim back in the day when he was a top laner, and it was the TP Ignite Hecarim days, TP Smite as well. So having him on that champion is kind of comfort for him. Hecarim can take over a game. And against Cloud9 Challenger, he did have a lot of great mid-early game impact. So taking that away and taking away that little element there.
Yeah, very strong champion right now. But again, first picking the jungle dream team, we know what they like to play around.
Yeah, they like to play around that jungler, like to play around Acadian, but it's also restricting a little bit of Moon's champion pool. You ban out the Nidalee, you ban out the Hecarim, you take the Rek'Sai because Rek'Sai is really good against Evelynn, which is what Moon has been gravitating towards. And now Moon really has Elise left on the table. He can go for the Kindred, or he can take the risky Evelynn if he wants to.
Might even be able to try the Graves and
Gragas as well.
Hard carry. Gragas, yeah. Still a couple of junglers. We'll see what he decides to go for. Team Liquid Academy, first 2 picks for the night.
Here, I think you go Karma and Swain, honestly, but you don't really have to show that too much. I do think that you take the Karma, though. Or, okay, well,
Hey.
I guess they want to hide stuff. All right.
The Shen Graves locked in.
Yeah, the Graves is a little surprising to me because you could take the Karma away, and Karma is just a great enabling pick. It's also a flex pick, so it's a little baffling unless they're going to do something crazy with this Graves, but they just want to hide.
Imagine, yeah. Probably just want to enable Moon. If you go invade, you have a Stand United with you who can join up and turn things around.
So, great thing about Shen for Piglet is it allows him to go a little bit crazier in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Back last split with Piglet, I looked at a whole bunch of the Team Liquid bans all throughout the season. I was like, they really ban Gangplank every single game. And then I asked him why, and it's like Piglet hates playing against Gangplank because the global ultimate is going to mess him up in lane and stops him from going aggressive. Now he's turned the tables on that, and he gets to go aggressive with that global ulti on his side.
Team Liquid Academy, once again, perhaps playing around Piglet. We'll see if they will be successful. But Braum and Karma locked in. No guess where that's going to be. Karma for Peckenwolf in the mid lane, and Norse Garen taking Braum on support.
Yep, allowing for a counter pick in the AD carry position so that Piglet can be completely enabled. You don't show anything like a Caitlyn right now or even a Lucian, and you just get him something comfort in terms of matchup as well. So it's going to be really hard to figure out what you want to do against a Braum lane. You're probably going to go with something like that, a new Lucian Nami. If it was a Karma bottom lane, then you could do this as well. But I think now this is a much easier time. But picking the Nami into Braum is a little questionable because of the tidal wave into the unbreakable interaction where you really stuff that ultimate. So a little questionable there.
I'm sure that Team Liquid Academy have got some sort of plan to play around it. Maybe it'll be the elusive flanking Nami. TP flank bubble. I say elusive, it's because it doesn't exist.
Well, no, these exist.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a TP.
Never mind, solo
There was
queue.
a TP Janna one time. I'll tell you about it later.
TP Monsoon. But in answer, Dream Team, they're going to be taking Sivir for Massacre and Rumble locked in for Charong.
Yeah, Charong. He played Rumble last week up against Balls, his cousin, and it didn't work out too well. He got counter-matched up. It took him pretty much out of the game. And this would be awesome to see, the Talia, but I don't know if we're going to see it. Talia, there's a lot of great things about this champion, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Cassiopeia, much more popular right now.
Much more standard, yeah.
I do think that Cassiopeia was an overlooked champion for a good bit. Keen brought it out, and people were like, oh, I guess it is a really fantastic champion, and it's hard to play against. If they haven't scrimmed against it, then it really takes them off guard. In an interview that TSM did after the Echo Fox set, they were like, we haven't played against the Cassiopeia in a long time, and that's how Froggen got that 5-man ultimate off. So you have to know how to play around it. You kind of need that refresher sometimes.
A little bit of mobility, a little bit of dismobility, from removing mobility.
No boots,
Debilitating poison. Yeah, but we'll have to see how Golden Glue does against that Karma in the mid lane. But go ahead and stay connected with us on Twitter and share your real-time reactions with hashtag TLAwin or hashtag DTWin. Now, we know there is a little bit of strife on the TLA team. On today's PTL, we heard from Solo and Golden Glue that whenever Golden Glue touches Solo's keyboard, he kind of gets a little angry. But they played a Solo 1v1, and Golden Glue won.
Yeah, I expected that.
And now he's allowed to touch Solo's keyboard as much as he wants. So there might be some team-based play that Team Liquid Academy could bring out in this match.
If he flashes for no reason,
Yeah.
then you know You know, he walked by and went, Flash Fairy! And just,
Flash Fairy?
yeah, hit his F and his D key, Flash Fairy!
Is that what you guys called it?
Yeah, no, it was something in the office that you ask, hey, are you in a ranked game? It's like, nah, man, just playing a normal Flash Fairy!
Oh, man. I feel like I had that back in college when it was, hey, shouldn't you be studying? No, I've got enough time for a game.
Flash Fairy!
And then it was, oh, no. Which key do you put Flash on again?
That's why you hit them both.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Some people have done it before and they hit my smite key and I'm like, ha! Sucker. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
That's why F is for faked out, not Flash.
No. D is for dodge that.
No.
D is for dodge that spell.
No.
Flash on D.
Nope.
Oh, man. It's all about that flash on D.
Nope.
And because F is for...
Fire?
Yeah.
I'd go into my logic, but
Yeah.
not good for air.
Not broadcast friendly.
Regardless.
My logic is very similar with that F versus D. It's all about dodge that spell. And the G is right next to it too, so if you really wanted to be impressive, you could put Ghost on G.
Ghost on... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Just stretch it. Boop. Regardless. Let's look at the starts here. It is a double jungle start on the bot side, and it is a lane swap, so we are going to see that Stunt walks up. Sharong turns into the bush and actually gets him a little bit there with the Flame Spitter. Don't know if that was 100% intentional, but it was cute. And it made him back off. Yeah, so it's a lane swap here from Dream Team. They're dodging Piglet, and they're also dodging the ranged versus melee support matchup. So good move by them overall. They will have to blow the teleport, though, to get to the bottom side eventually.
Yeah, and there it is. Solo going to join up with the rest of Team Liquid Academy on that bottom side. You just saw him teleport.
And you see Charong actually just walked the entire time, walked the whole way, so he has his teleport available. Maybe that'll come in handy later.
Might do. Might do.
It just might do.
So randomly returning back to key bindings.
Oh boy.
Did you know, back during StarCraft and Brood War, there were people who were tall and had large hands had an advantage playing Protoss. Because the build key for probe was P on the far side of the keyboard. So when people would keep their left hand on the keyboard and their right hand on the mouse, reaching your finger over to P and not losing your place on the keyboard was very difficult for a lot of people. So it was easier for taller folk to play Protoss.
Couldn't you rebind it?
And then Dragoon was O for some reason.
Couldn't you rebind it?
I don't remember if during the early StarCraft days. I know not a lot of people did.
Get macro keys on your keyboard?
Yeah.
But it was back in the day.
Yeah, we're talking like 98, 99.
Yeah. Before keyboards were invented.
When every keyboard was mechanical.
It's true.
But nowadays, people can put in these fancy macros on their keyboard.
What was your weirdest key
make
binding
things
in any
happen
game
to
that
them.
you've played?
I still use Shift K for nameplates in League of Legends.
Do you hit that often?
Yes.
Wow. Why?
I don't like playing with nameplates, but sometimes I want to look at the names of people on my team without having to press tab.
Okay.
Because, gank on the mid lane.
Yep.
He's fine.
Yeah. Golden Glue is actually trying to make use of the grounded mechanic and try to catch Pekin Wolf off guard.
Yeah.
But even if he does chunk Pekin Wolf out of the lane, he does have the teleport to get back in. Whereas Golden Glue, he's going to have to rely a little bit on the poison and also getting the healing back from it. But last hitting his Cassiopeia and keeping your mana up is actually quite easy to do with the E, with the Twin Fang and the way it is, because it's 100% refund if you last hit with it.
Even if you don't get the kill, if the projectile's in the air when the minion dies, you get the mana refund.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Solo just walks through mid lane. Charong TP down to the bot side, so his teleport is actually going to be down when Solo's comes up, and Solo just walks across mid. He was looking for a gank, but he taunts across some minions. Jumps by him. You suck!
Yeah.
And then continues going.
It's psychological warfare.
But they didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't even go after him.
Dream Team are in the zone. They're not going to be distracted by any river shens
Yeah, or
past
any
their lane.
casting about random spell bindings.
So what was your craziest spell binding?
I've always been rather practical with mine. like Shift F was Blessing of Freedom, F was Blessing of Sacrifice, H was Hand of Protection / Blessing of Protection, Bop, Hop. Nobody called it Hop though.
So did you actually have the 1 through 0 and F1 through F?
I never went that far. I went 1 through 6. 6 was my stun, and then I went through Y, H, G, Shift F, F, T, Q, and E. I rebound them from strafe.
Yeah.
Because they were strafe before, like left strafe, right strafe in WoW. But if you hold down right mouse button and you hit W, it's the same thing. So when I played Warrior and stuff, Q was my Zerker stance or battle stance, and E was my Zerker stance and all that stuff.
Did you ever twink Warrior?
I actually didn't twink ever.
Ah, that was so much fun.
I was like rank 1, 2s, and 3s, so I was spending too much time on that stuff.
On the high level.
I was trying to make Paladin in 3s a thing, but it was never a thing until after I quit. Because then Plate Cleave came out. Regardless, we're talking about other games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never had any crazy key bindings.
Well, missed out.
But
it's fun to have some, because sometimes people are like, how do you do this on your keyboard?
Yeah, my best friend, actually. So last thing, as we close this topic out.
Okay.
My best friend is absolutely crazy about optimization. So he does things like he binds the side mouse button to shift. So he holds that down, and then he starts doing things. So he can like go mouse button 1, mouse button 2, so he doesn't have to hold shift and use that left hand that's on the keyboard to strain itself and stretch to hit multiple keys. So he goes mouse button 1, mouse button 2, mouse button 3.
Does your pinky rest on the shift or the caps lock key?
Mine
rests on the shift.
Mine rests off of it, and it's absolutely horrible.
Really?
My left pinky is pretty much useless now. It's never been used.
It's more of a British style, pinky free of the keys, like you're drinking tea or something.
Yeah, it's bad because you're taught that your pinky goes on A for proper typing.
Oh, no,
stance.
no. Natural hand stance is WASD.
I'm talking about when you're typing.
Nope, not even then.
Anyway. Finally, we're done. We're done, so. But yes, mouse button 1 can be shift, mouse button 2 can be control. So you have multiple keys there without having to stretch and go to like 9 or 8 or 0.
Yeah, we're done. You just need to close out the topic by reiterating.
100%. Just saying that you can also do control there. It's a paradigm shift with your mouse.
Optimization on all of the wacky different things you can do with the keyboard.
Regardless,
don't click
100%.
that button 5 times in a row. You'll get sticky keys. It's super annoying.
Yep. 100% though, this is the first real deviation we're seeing here. The Ocean Drake went over, but that gave time for TLA to push down this top side, and they're going to get damage on this tier 2, whereas you look at the opposite side, Sivir versus Solo, so it's Massacre versus Solo, and he's going to try to solo shove that in, but it's not going to work. The top lane support and then the roundabout here to try and get this blue buff from TLA might work out here.
Yeah, Golden Glue coming to flank, Heckenwolf and Acadian.
Nice!
Oh, he stole it. Acadian.
Yeah, continue your jungle, do a victory tunnel.
Yep.
Celebrate.
That is such low damage on that spell, too.
It's actually interesting because it's magic damage, and camps don't have magic resistance.
That's right.
A lot of the times they actually have negative magic resistance.
The Prey Seeker.
Mm-hmm.
We're checking the numbers right now. So he is actually ranking that up first because that's also the Queen's Wrath, but it's 150 magic damage.
Yeah, and the blue buff has negative 15 magic resistance, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So it actually does a deceptive amount of damage to that camp, but it was still low HP and it was still really well played there by Acadian.
Yeah, they are able to secure their own camp as well.
To Acadian again.
Yep.
He takes it on the other side, though.
He's going to have so many tunnels.
Yeah, but this is good, stopping the Cassiopeia from having that, because Pekin Wolf went with the Chalice of Harmony, so he's going to be okay in the mana department. And then Golden Glue, he has the tier, so he really wants to be able to spam the spells and have no regard for his mana pool. But now without the blue buff, he's not able to do that as freely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cassiopeia really doesn't run out of mana, but he can't do it as much as he would like to.
Her mana pool does start off very small for the first few levels, so it is a little bit difficult, but that's why you go for the tier first.
Exactly. Some people do go for the Dorans, the double Dorans sometimes. Some people go straight into the tier and then the Catalyst, and then you really have almost no problems. But this is interesting because Moon, he invaded, but Pekin Wolf has the inside track. Pekin Wolf cleared mid, and now he's coming in from the right side.
Yeah, this could be a collapse on the TLA. There goes the Equalizer. Moon is taking a lot of damage. Solo, as mentioned earlier, hops onto Piglet, who's going to make it over the wall. He's stunned first, but first blood onto Solo. Piglet will make it out. Stunt, however, trades his life back over. Piglet's dealing a lot of damage despite the flash knockout. He still gets a kill, but Acadian, it's not enough. The double blue buff doesn't save him. 3 for 2.
That looked like it was going to be good for a Dream Team. Piglet Wolf had the inside track on the right side, but then on the left side, Piglet was able to come in. The ultimate from Trong actually didn't get the perfect read. He used it up and right, and the team went up and left because they were trying to play to that side of where Piglet was. So you're going to see here, they enter in, they blow the ultimate, and Moon and Stunt actually go to the left instead of going up and to the right. So the flash comes over, Wolf actually roots the Nami, doesn't go after the Graves here, and then he switches targets. So the root looked like it was a misclick there. Norse Garen gets blown up. Chiron can't flash that wall because of the grounded effect right there.
Yeah.
That was perfect by Golden Glue. Piglet got over the wall. He wanted to kill Piglet. Chiron was going to flash chase, and perfect Cassiopeia miasma from that in that Gromp area, which it's frustrating because it feels like you're silenced. You can't use anything to dash. You can't flash at that point. And the readability on it is not that high. You're not like, oh, no, I can't. I'm knocked up, right? I'm stunned.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're grounded. You have full control of everything, but you can't do this. So it's really hard to notice that in that snap decision. And you're slowed, so getting off of it is really difficult. So Trong, outplayed by Golden Glue.
Not only can he outplay his top laner, he can outplay enemy top laners as well.
Look, Golden Glue's actually become a very good player over time. I remember when he came into the LCS for a little bit here and there, subbed in a couple times. He was on Dignitas for a bit. It was like, okay, he can play Orianna. What else does he have? Well, he's been improving over time. His time on Ember was really good to him. And honestly, he's looking better and better every year. Every season, he gets just a little bit better, and he's becoming a very dominant mid laner. The whole idea, though, is he needed to kind of break the mentality of he knows he's right and be willing to learn and open to a whole bunch of exploration. Because I remember talking with Skara, and he was like, well, Golden Glue would say that he won the lane when he hadn't won the lane because his definition was different, right? So it's like, oh, he's down in CS, but he's like, yeah, but I got to do this to him. I got to push him out at this point. It's like, but he still beat you in CS. It's like, no. So over time, Golden Glue has learned how to look at the game in a different way. He's gotten better from it, for sure.
Yeah,
Kind of a rant, but yes.
now that he has the strong leadership of someone like Piglet on the team.
Yeah, and
Much clearer definitions.
exactly. And everybody looks up to Piglet on this team. He's got the experience. They all respect him. So Piglet, it's a great place for him. And he's actually coming to this bottom lane to gank Chiron, who thinks he has the upper hand on Solo.
Yeah, drops the equalizer on himself. Solo burns down, but that's a kill picked up to Team Liquid Academy. And Dream Team will answer with a Rift Herald on the opposite side.
Onto Acadian as well. So onto the jungler here. He's going to be able to clear the camps out a little bit faster. He's going to need that because Moon has that assist over him and is a little bit up in gold, about 200. This mid lane, though, is going to be a problem in the future. Golden Glue scaling slowly over time. He will get to a point where it's very difficult to kill him, and Wolf has gone with the Athene's build. Now, this build, I initially didn't like it at all, and I still don't like it.
Okay.
But a lot of Korean players are doing it. Every time I see a Korean player, it's like usually they're building this first item to help their team, and I really just think that the AP on it being only 40 compared to like Morello Namacon, which is 100, or Luden Zeko, which is also up there.
120.
It's like why? I don't know why you would do that, because she needs those ratios to make her spells really worthwhile, and you're just empowering her E. It feels a little strange, and if you really want magic resistance, you can sit on a null magic mantle and build your other items, because you'll eventually turn it into Abyssal, maybe.
She does do a lot of damage with her harass in lane, so might be looking to build up those charge stacks rather quickly.
Yeah, but she can't heal herself with the Athenes. You can only heal other people.
Well, what we're seeing from Dream Team, though, is that they're continuing to send people towards that lane over and over. Wolf hasn't exactly been alone in that lane for the past few minutes.
That's true. He has been getting a little bit of help here and there.
Yeah, they might be looking for that more team-style play. But even with all of the help of his team, we're starting to see some advantages open up for Team Liquid. Nearly a 20 CS lead for Golden Glue, another 20 for Moon. Solo down just a bit, but he does have those 2 kills, so he should be up in gold overall. Yeah, looks like he's up by about 200. So far, things shaken out pretty nicely in favor of Team Liquid after they've taken those initial kills.
Yeah, it's just about a 1.1, 1.2k gold lead. And now they're looking for a gank down bottom onto Pekin Wolf.
Oh, he is going to be caught taking a bit of damage. Piglet, oh, drops the culling.
Oh, stun.
To get out of most of it. The bubble misses for stun.
Ooh, and the Q doesn't connect from Pekin Wolf. Pekin Wolf may have slowed down stunt enough to get his flash blown if he had landed that, because he would have had to avoid that last turret shot coming in, or maybe even the heal from Piglet. But doesn't do so. But it's good from TLA. They're finding all these avenues in, and they're taking advantage of owning the bottom side of the map and that warding.
Chirong, you can see, rushing the Proto Belt, clears the wave very quickly and hard shoves it into solo.
Yeah, that's something about the Proto Belt that has made Rumble and a little bit of Kennen as well come back into almost the meta, because you can throw out the Proto Belt, 40-second cooldown, and you clear the wave really quickly, and it adds to your burst combo and a little bit of mobility and escapability. So it's just overall a very versatile item. Kobe's a huge fan of it, but I think that it is honestly freaking fantastic. It's a crazy item. The damage on it, so it says it's going to do 200 and you get hit for 500, and you're just like, that shouldn't be doing that.
Because you're being hit by additional rockets.
Exactly.
As well.
If you're up in their face, it does more damage.
Surprise how that works out. Oh.
It is usually for those guys.
As Golden Glue takes a bit of damage in the mid lane, we're actually seeing this gold lead now close up as Dream Team have closed the gap quite a bit.
A lot of it's those waves.
Yeah.
Was the waves were being delayed and slowed.
Oh, Moon trying to sneak in. He's spotted out by Norse Garen, who's not going to be falling for any sort of wild Graves jungle invades. But Team Liquid Academy pressuring the mid lane, though there's a Sivir. If she can't get close enough to the minions to clear it.
Piglet found Pekin Wolf.
Yeah, he has once again. The snare will find him, but Pekin Wolf cannot break out of range. Piglet gets the kill.
Yeah, Pekin Wolf on the Karma there. A little bit slow to figure out what he wanted to do because he mantra queued after. So maybe he could have held it. Maybe he didn't have it, but he was trying to get it back. Have to take another look at it, because maybe if he had used the shield, maybe if he had used the W for the heal, he may have been able to get out of that. But Piglet had flash advantage because they had blown Pekin Wolfs earlier. So he's pretty much dead to rights at that point, too.
Yeah, Pekin Wolf.
Yeah, it really doesn't have business down there.
Invading into his own side of the jungle, which he just saw members of Team Liquid in.
Yeah, and they don't have control. They don't have vision control, which is something I pointed out a while ago, that TLA are taking complete advantage of this bottom side of the map.
Yeah. Trying to maintain all of that vision. Next Drake going to spawn will be an Infernal. And the first one did go to Team Liquid Academy, or a second one. So they could be looking for that second big advantage, especially now that they've got a few more items in their coffers. Golden Glue completing the Rylai's. And Piglet also finishing off his Yomus and looking now for eventually that Black Cleaver.
Just checking out the magic penetration for Chirong. Chirong has 38 magic penetration, and Piglet only has 30 MR. Piglet doesn't really run MR runes to my knowledge. I believe he puts more of them into attack speed. I'm not 100% on that, but he's got a little bit of a greedier build. I think it's a little bit of cooldown reduction as well.
Yeah, so if Chirong can get face-to-face with Piglet, it could be disastrous.
Yeah, there's a lot of magic damage on this team if Piglet does eat those attacks. But Piglet does have the safety from Massacre, because Solo is going to be able to give him that dodge zone.
Oh, they're going to try to collapse on Team Liquid Academy. Moon and Piglet run away. Moon, he had the red buff. Did he secure it? No, I think Acadian was able to get it.
I actually think that went over to Acadian. Yeah, it did. It did go over to Acadian. Moon put out the Q and the ultimate, and then the smite came out because it was about 100 short there.
Yeah. So the invade once again to maintain control over Dream Team's side of the map, especially with that Drake spawning. It's up now in 15 seconds. And Solo, he's got to stand united. Team Liquid Academy were forced to fall back to the mid lane.
Yeah, Acadian wants to back, get an item, and then rush his way back here, but it looks like TLA have their eyes on the mid lane. They already have an Infernal Drake, so evening it out is not a huge concern from them.
Oh, good equalizer, but the Miasma prevents anyone from getting in. The tier 1 will go down. And Dream Team cannot find an avenue of entry. There goes some good damage onto Moon.
Oh, Piglet went forward.
Piglet, whoa, charges in. He's going to be knocked up and dropped by Acadian. No Miasma can save that. Here he goes chasing forward, flash knockup. Moon separated from his team. Can he make it the wall? Yes, he can make it the wall.
He can make it the wall. So Moon gets out. Piglet, though, had his flash up, but Acadian turned that around on him because he was too tunneled on finishing off Norscarin, and that's going to be the Infernal Drake going over to Dream Team.
Yeah, definitely going to appreciate that as they even out the difference between the two. Solo is going to harass Charong on the other side of the map, though.
Yep.
Here comes Golden Glue. The taunt lands. Miasma's just out of range. Flash. And Charong makes it to safety, but Team Liquid Academy, they could try to break this down. Don't have any minions left. They're just out of range of the turret.
Yeah, Charong doesn't have his ultimate either to clear out the minion wave or do damage to Solo, but that's going to be 2 turrets going over to TLA for that Infernal Drake and Piglet when everything is all said and done.
Yeah, so we talked about Team Liquid Academy looking to play around Piglet as the more experienced player. Well, they certainly tried there, but I'm not so sure that was the right move, dashing into the enemy team.
Well, they got that turret. He got a little greedy. They got another turret off of it because they dedicated so many people from Dream Team's side onto the bot lane. So it was a really good call from TLA to cut their losses and go to the top side, where only Charong was doing blue instead of clearing out the minion wave, and you saw them exploit that because the minion wave was so close to that turret. So at that point, you shouldn't be doing the blue as a rumble. You should be pushing out that wave and making sure that they can't have that counter move.
Bit of a misread from Dream Team that might end up costing them as the game goes on. Currently a 3,000 or so, 2,500 gold lead for Team Liquid Academy. That is the most satisfying feeling. Getting a nice unbreakable onto a culling.
Except when you lose a third of your HP and realize that it probably would have killed you.
He's fine.
Black Cleaver fully stacks off of that. He got about 3 stacks onto Massacre and then fully stacked it onto Norscarin there.
He's got 150% base health regen from the Eye of the Equinox and the Crystalline Bracer. Look at that, he's already...
He went to Fountain.
Oh, well.
I
was lauding it because I saw it slowly creeping up, and then it launched up, and I was like, yeah, and he's also going to be able to clear it up with the relic. No.
It's funny, though, because health regen is a really underappreciated statistic in our game, unless you have an abundance of it, and it's just absolutely ridiculous, like you have a Warmox or something. But regen won't help Moon here because he gets tagged.
Very greedy engage. There's the Stand United. Acadian will knock him up. They complete the Stand United, and the Equalizer is not enough to lock him down. Solo is going to try to kite around from the far side as Stunt and Piglet flank from inside of the jungle. Stunt will go down, and despite a good pick from Solo, it's not going to be enough to save him on the far side. Golden Glue picks up a kill, and Team Liquid Academy chase forward. Piglet again dashes into Dream Team and gives his life for it.
Yeah, 2 for 2 because that happened. Piglet, maybe they would have been able to do a Baron after that. Golden Glue, relatively full mana and full HP, so if he had stayed alive, Solo could tank. They could actually throw some damage onto that Baron.
Yeah, bit of a misplay from Piglet at the end of the fight, but a good turnaround. Here's that fight again.
Yeah, and TLA are not looking as clean in this game. Getting caught out left and right. Having to start these fights like this. Moon doesn't get that last hit off from Acadian, but Acadian immediately turns onto where Piglet and Stunt are, so he pays them their due diligence, takes out Stunt. Norscarin was zoning off Golden Glue, which is the right thing to do for the support because he kept him busy, because Golden Glue could have cleaned this fight up. Piglet runs forward because he gets greedy for Acadian, and then the boomerang comes back, and Massacre flashes to the other side. If he had done that a little earlier, may have actually missed the boomerang on the return, but he jumped out of the way right afterwards. And then Acadian had a really good, sorry, not Acadian flashing away, but they flashed and dodged Solo coming in with the taunt.
Yeah. Funny how that works, boomerangs, going out and then coming back. It's almost like they were designed that way.
Almost.
But it is a bit unexpected, I guess, for someone like Sivir. It doesn't look like a boomerang.
Yeah, it's actually a chakram.
Oh, yeah. You're correct.
I probably said that wrong.
But
it might be an SH sound. I don't know.
Chakram?
Chakram. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless, there is a skin where she has a boomerang.
Yes. Now, Dream Team, once again, able to even out the trades with Team Liquid Academy due to over-aggression from Piglet. who again drops a culling and is able to heal up thanks to some help from Stuntopolis. But he's still got to be careful as Team Liquid Academy control that top side of the jungle now instead of the bottom side. But Infernal Drake is up in 90 seconds. Are you Googling the pronunciation?
I'm looking up the International Phonetic Alphabet for it.
Yep.
Regardless, sorry.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things where it's like, hey, I gotta know.
Love to know. Tweet hashtag Chakram win or hashtag Chakram win.
They both have rims. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. To let us know how you pronounce.
Unfortunately, these are all people reading it to me as opposed to
Yeah, the
giving
actual
me
IPA.
The IPA for it. Sad life, sad life.
So Infernal Drake is going to be up in 60 seconds. Dream Team grouped up in the mid lane. They've got Charong's teleport and his equalizer on cooldown. They're actually going to rush forward, and there is a flash tidal wave. They get the tier 1 turret, but here comes Golden Glue and Moon. They're spotted out by a ward and are unable to collapse and turn it into a fight on Dream Team. They still have pressure on that mid lane, though, and with Infernal Drake spawning, they are going to love.
It's another one.
Yeah.
So 3 Infernals in this game. Third one coming up. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Both teams want to fight over this, and we saw that once you get a very early Infernal Drake, you're okay with letting the second one go over for turrets, which is what TLA did, and that's why they have this 3,000 gold lead. But ultimately, I do think that you want the second one. You really want the second one.
Yeah.
It's a large amount of bonus stats, especially at this point in the game, and it only gets better from there.
Oh, Dream Team might be looking to collapse. They can't quite find a way in as Team Liquid Academy are just running around and not letting themselves be collapsed upon.
Yeah, they're running straight down mid lane, and they have a Graves and they have a Lucian, so they do so much damage to this turret. And meanwhile, Acadian is actually soloing the Drake. So the pressure from TLA, it's a sacrifice that Dream Team was willing to make. They get the Drake, they lose the turret for it, and they paid that last time as well for the first Drake.
Yeah, but how much more can they afford to make these sacrifices? It's 5 turrets to 3 right now. And with those tier 2s down, they've got 1 tier 2 left before it's inhibitors that they'll have to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's true. But breaking the base with this composition is a little difficult because they don't have the same type of engage like a Karma, like a Sivir. The Karma Sivir from Dream Team can run straight at you, and they can throw down the Rumble ultimate to engage. But TLA, Cassiopeia is really the kite back champion. And you can't engage with the Nami wave because Braum's going to be able to block it if he holds for that, or reliably engage with the Nami wave. So pushing your lead as TLA becomes increasingly difficult.
Yeah. They've done a pretty good job so far. Back up to a 4,000 or so gold lead with a 2-turret advantage. And Solo has been able to catch up in CS with Charong. Moon nearly 60 CS ahead of Acadian. Golden Glue almost 50 ahead. Piglet, in fact, down just a bit.
Yeah, Piglet's down a little bit. He's been really brave this game. He's 3 of his team's 5 deaths.
That's a very political way to put it.
Yeah, he's been incredibly brave. He's been playing with a lot of gusto, you know?
Yeah.
He's been going forward. A lot of bravado in what he's doing.
Yeah, little swagger in the cullings.
Yeah, use up all of our words. But honestly, that bottom lane is all the deaths from TLA. It's 5, but still everybody else on the map, they're kind of being the ones getting caught. Like Moon has been out of position. Piglet's just been going forward as much as he can. And speaking of getting caught.
Ooh, Golden Glue can't go that way.
But is he caught?
Be a lot. Managed to land the stun onto Charong, but he can't burn through nor Scarin as Acadian collapses. There's a Stand United. It's 4 members. Meanwhile, Moon destroys Massacre Solo in the river, and Golden Glue will finally fall down. A huge 3-man taunt is going to stall it out as the rest of Team Liquid Academy look to collapse. A double kill for Moon as he picks off the kill onto North Scarin. Charong is chased down by Piglet. And that's going to be a quick turn for Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah. 3 for 1 there in favor of Team Liquid Academy. And they're going to turn right onto this Baron, clear out this vision, clear out these wards. Acadian has Smite, doesn't have Flash. And he went for the aggressive build with Titanic Hydra, but I don't know if it's going to help him out here. They're going to take a decent amount of damage as well. So we'll see. Peakenwolf's going to try to harass them a bit. Maybe they pull off of it because of this. But, oh, Went for the top flash.
They turn back onto Peek and Woof. He's low. Solo doesn't have the Shadow Dash for just a little bit, but Piglet does. He catches up and secures the kill.
Yep, and it looks like Moon is backing right now, so no Baron, so they sacrificed another one, so overall 4 for 1. They thwart the Baron attempt, but now it's a 5K, almost 5K gold advantage here for TLA, who've just been looking rather strong after this mid-game point, mostly off of the back of Piglet and Solo. Solo's been showing up constantly. He's missing like the first taunt, but the way that he's able to delay these and the tankiness that he has is just absolutely absurd. And Massacre getting taken out is huge because that means Piglet doesn't have to worry about being blown up by the other AD carry and being just this squishy on the front line. And he can just run forward, chase him down.
Well, he does have to worry about it a little bit.
Yeah, but the thing is the crits from AD carries against your AD carry just really can wreck them.
Yeah.
And they come out of nowhere, too. Like, they're one of the harder things to see, especially the Sivir Ricochet in the middle of a fight. So he can pretty much play with complete disregard at that point and kind of disrespect it and be like, I'm up in Rumble's face. I'm up in these guys' faces and chase them down. Oh, Solo.
Once again, Dream Team trying to collapse onto Team Liquid Academy.
He's really tanky, though. He's going to buy a lot of time for his team. Oh, he's trying to get out. They don't have a CC.
Oh, my gosh. He makes it. He escapes and catches up with his team at the Baron on the opposite side of the map.
Acadian's rushing over. They're not going to be able to see this in time.
Yeah, Void Rush is not going to be able to get him to the pit quick enough. Baron secured by Team Liquid Academy and Solo escaped.
Yeah, that's always the problem. That's always what you have to watch for there. Chirong had teleport, and they didn't use it to actually get into that fight and try to make it happen because everybody's still pushing mid lane. So they got duped there. They were chasing Solo. They thought it was going to be a free kill. He teleports away. Or actually, sorry, he uses his ultimate to get away. And the Stand United comes up big for him as he enters the Baron, which they had complete vision of.
Dream Team just not quite able to keep pace with Team Liquid Academy, who have been in control of Dream Team's jungle for the entire game. Well, now they were able to take control of the river and just play the map a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Secure for themselves that Baron.
Yeah, when you get that that Baron pit control, it's very difficult to wrestle it back when the team is slightly stronger than you, if not just 4K, 5K ahead.
Yeah.
So right now the 7K gold advantage for TLA off of that Baron, but sieging does become a little bit tricky. The wave clear is rather good with the Karma and the Sivir. So they're going to have to split push here. They're going to have to use Solo, and it looks like Piglet in the off lane right now.
He's just got to get all that extra CS, man. Max out that AD carry gold as much as possible. Solo, once again, his Stand United is off of cooldown, so he should be safe if he can get away from the initial CC. But a lot of damage finds Dream Team, but Norscaron is able to deny quite a big portion of it, and the inhibitor turret, despite facing a large baroned up minion wave, is still standing.
Oh, Chirong's taking a lot of damage here. He has minions on him, and Solo also got the pull through on his Q. So gets the extra damage and extra attack speed.
Yeah, so far this Baron Siege has not been too fantastic at breaking down those inhibitor turrets, but the bottom tier 2 will finally fall, leaving Dream Team with only their base left standing.
Yeah, and the build here from Solo is allowing him to kill these turrets a little bit faster. He has the Stinger, which is now a part of the Trinity Force, and it's another thing that's made it better on Shen, right? More cooldown reduction, more attack speed, so didn't really care for the crit, but getting those Qs off faster is definitely worth it.
Oh, wow, Moon tries to go in and immediately regrets his decision on it as he eats a big boomerang and a crit to the face.
Yeah, but right now you're seeing them get really tanky on the other members. Like, I don't see them killing Solo unless he drastically misplays, because the tankiness is just unrivaled at this point. You can see even Acadian, who's supposed to be the tanky member of the Dream Team squad because Chirong is damaged. Really no magic resistance to his name. Cassiopeia is going to have a field day with that. It becomes a very difficult game for them moving forward for Dream Team.
Team Liquid Academy, very strong performance so far. Looking a little bit more reckless than what we're used to seeing from them, but they're still able to convert advantages. As you said, 7,500 gold now in favor as they pick up their second Drake, the first Mountain, and the last Elemental Drake of the game. And now Baron should have fallen off. Yeah, still got about 2 or 3 seconds on everybody, but not going to be affecting any sieges out of Team Liquid Academy anymore before that next Baron spawns. So they've got control. Dream Team are trying to hold out, and they are getting pretty big. They're getting close to that late game, but it's going to be a little tough to kill Team Liquid Academy as they've got the huge Shen, an enormous Cassiopeia.
Yeah. You basically have to kill Piglet and Golden Glue and hope that Moon is not on your backline. Because those are the 2 big targets that you need to take out. They're the high damage targets. They're the high persistent threats. Moon is up there as well. He's very close at number 3. But you honestly have to deal with Piglet and Golden Glue and then kind of leave Solo. You're spending too much on Solo if you are going after him. And Golden Glue?
Oh, gonna try to solo down Massacre, but the spell shield allows him to walk it off.
Yeah, the ultimate as well, and the heal for the movement speed to get out of the miasma. Didn't have to use his flash, but that is Golden Glue's flash and ghost as well as ultimate. Golden Glue really wanted to chase that and get that pick and that kill to get rid of the wave clear.
Yeah. Try to break down these inhibitor turrets. Finally crack the turtle base of Dream Team, who have been confined to their base for the past few minutes and will continue to be so.
Yeah, they sacrificed their jungle, though. They have to kind of seed that over. So TLA will be able to pick that up constantly and continue to get more gold, because not only are they just clearing out the same number of minions, they're clearing out way more jungle camps. So that's why you see the lead slowly balloon up in TLA's favor.
Up to a healthy 8,000 now. Acadian trying to sneak some wards forward. Regain some semblance of control, but that is a very daunting task against a very healthy Team Liquid Academy right now. Currently the second strongest team in the Challenger Series. This is the first week we've seen them without any swaps, I believe.
Yeah, because last week they had brought in...
it was Dardoch, Fabi, and then... Oh no, we did see them last week. They played the same...
With Piglet.
Yeah. So this is week 4. They've had 2 swaps.
Week 1, they played Dardoch.
Yep.
Week 2, they had Moon.
Yep.
Week 3, they had Piglet. Right? Yeah.
Oh, so it has been 3.
It is the first time that we haven't seen them.
2 changes in between the 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you were right.
I was right. I need to have more confidence.
I'm sorry if I've done this to you, Dom. No, you're right. Your key bindings were right all along.
I've never heard that before. Especially from you.
Oh, God. Is that the impression you have of me? Damn.
We're trying to get to a deep emotional breakthrough on the Challenger desk.
Frustration precedes a breakthrough.
Sure.
That sounds like a very passive-aggressive agreement.
I feel like Team Liquid Academy are pretty frustrated that we can't break through this base.
Yep. That's true.
They're pretty frustrated.
Yeah, they might go for a fight, but Dream Team are the ones who would start it if it did happen. Baron's up in 5 seconds. Control is in TLA's hands on this side of the river. And now Dream Team are going to force their way in, but Solo is shoving the bottom wave. Chiron can't duel Solo at all. He's going to try. Chiron will get some damage, but it also thwarts Solo from clearing out the minion waves. And mid lane, though, is a little bit of an inside track here.
Oh, Moon is face-to-face with Acadian. Oh, but is able to catch up with his team. Solo continuing to split push in the bottom lane. Elder Drake is up in 90 seconds, but Baron is spawned already. So once again, Team Liquid Academy playing the map. Trying to break through that frustration.
Mapping the plays. But,
I mean,
not quite playing the map
they could be
the way that they want to just yet. They're trying to bait. They're trying to make this happen. Because what other options do they have to start a fight? It's really Stunt is the one with the tools. Golden Glue would have to get a really good ultimate off. Acadian, they're running around trying to check. They have a ward on the Baron, so they know the Baron hasn't been started. So they're not going to check the TLA bush.
Yeah, they could have been looking for the ye old death bush. But Dream Team don't fall for it. One of the oldest tricks in the book.
Yes.
I remember first seeing the Death Bush way back in the day, the Fnatic.
The Fnatic bush.
Yep. And everyone's like, what are they doing? They're wasting so much time. They're not clearing minions. They're not clearing the jungle.
Nah, they killing
why
some
are they
fools.
sitting there? Oh my god, they just walked into 5 people.
They won the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of winning the game,
Nobody is winning the game right now is Team Liquid Academy.
oh, spikes.
Back away. Yep. Whoa.
And they have control though, so they have to
Dream
turn around and be like, hey, wait a second. There's a ward behind the Baron. They're gonna try to go for broke here. They have to keep their lines perfect for this team fight. You see Golden Glue has a shield.
They turn it back around. Glacial Fissure misses. There goes the flash taunt from Solo. That also misses. Golden Glue in the back is shredding through. Equalizer forces Golden Glue away, but Solo is able to do enough to pick up that kill onto Peckinwolf.
Yeah, Massacre, I didn't really see him too much in that fight. He was mostly spending his time backing up. Norskare and had to jump away and like put pressure onto Piglet, but Acadian was putting pressure on Moon.
He's got his smite.
It's 3K.
2 levels down right now.
2.2.
This is going to be close. It's slowly burning from the Cinder Hulk of Solo, and he's taking a lot of damage. Piglet, once again in the front, is forced to hop away. Acadian also goes into the pit. He's going to be burned down, and Team Liquid Academy immediately turn onto and secure the Baron.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing there is you got to time it. They cleared out the vision. He wasn't able to really see the HP there. Yeah, they threw down a ward, and I believe it got swept at that point. Yeah. So he was actually able to see it, but I don't know why he forced that. That's actually a little strange, because they swept his... Okay, they swept the ward, and that's where he went, okay, they're going to try to burst it, and he actually dove in. So
They ended up bursting him.
yes. Yes, they did. They burst it. It just happened to be Acadian.
Yeah. And now with Baron buff and minions in the bottom lane, Team Liquid Academy have control of the map. They decide they're going to get the do-or-die buff aspect of the dragon. Elder Drake goes down in favor of Team Liquid Academy. 11,500 gold. They've got Baron buff for the next 3 minutes, Elder Dragon for the next 2. They're at full health. No need to recall and waste any time. They're going to look to end the game right here and now.
Yeah, they're looking to waste no more time. 42.5 minutes. But I mean, Dream Team, we've seen a couple of these fights here. Piglet, still rather squishy. He has the Moss, so he has a little bit more magic resistance. But Massacre could still go off in these fights. That's what I'm looking for here, is if Massacre is able to take out Piglet, Golden Glue is the next threat that they can tunnel down. And if they can get through his shield and also Solo stand united, then they're going to be in a fantastic position.
Jack trying to set up the split push right now with Solo in the bottom lane. He's slowly whittling down that turret as the rest of Team Liquid Academy continue to pull back and forth, push and pull, and Dream Team not going to be able to keep up under this pressure forever.
Yeah, but Dream Team, they have ways of stalling, right? They have the wave clear from Massacre, and Piglet doesn't have lifesteal, so that's the other big thing here is they chunked him out with a crit from a Ricochet, and he's going to have to get just that little bit of lifesteal that he has. But that's it. No items.
Finally break down the inhibitor turret itself. Piglet chases back forward with Moon for some good damage onto Norskaren, who's forced to back away, but the inhibitor itself falls. Team Liquid Academy now collapse bottom. Solo doesn't even need minions anymore with that
Golden Glue
that low. Yeah, he's in the front. Good equalizer, fine stunt, but he's able to walk away from it as the debilitating poison prevents Dream Team from closing the gap.
Yeah, and the flash from Golden Glue dodges a bit of the threat of a knockup, but also the equalizer coming down. And they get away, but they got one inhibitor, and that bottom turret is very close to dying.
Yeah.
And Solo's just going to split push that top side, get rid of the big wave up there.
They're going to continue shoving forward. Moon actually just goes hard for it and is able to secure it, but Dream Team trying to chase it back.
It's that crit right there that came out. It bounced onto Moon, crit him out, did a little bit of the static shiv damage, and that's why his maw popped. And that's what they're looking for, is they're looking for those types of plays. They're looking to try and actually chunk them out and have it be unexpected, because Dream Team, they're approaching 6 items soon. Right, we just saw Massacre pick up his last item of the game.
Yeah.
He may swap some things out here and there if the game continues, but 45 minutes in, TLA are still struggling to close this game out.
They finally have pressure in that mid lane from the super minions breaking in over and over, but are not quite able to break through Dream Team, who have plenty of wave clear with the Karma and that Sivir, able to just keep catching the waves over and over. And as you mentioned, that gold lead, despite growing larger to about 13,500 gold, it's starting to matter less. Because, as you've said, Massacre is at that full item breakpoint.
Yeah, and it's like Piglet's not going to get any stronger. Solo's not going to get any stronger. Dream Team are going to look for a fight right here because they're hanging out. They want stun.
Oh, not quite able to knock everyone up. There goes a good equalizer. They're actually going to be able to pick up one as Acadian is separated from his team and drops. Team Liquid Academy pick up two. They've got enough stats here and now as Solo is huge.
Yeah, Solo, that's the thing, is you can't kill this guy. He's 4-0-9. He's deathless this game, and they have been able to just funnel so many resources into him as he split pushes that he is now unkillable by this team. The team does not have enough penetration to get through all of the statistics he has, and he has a Trinity Force now, so he's just doing so much damage. He is a big threat himself, and even if you kill him, he's got GA.
Yeah. Team Liquid Academy take two. It's 5 versus 3 right now. Peek-and-Woof and Massacre have got plenty of wave clear if they get the chance to use it, but Team Liquid Academy might not give them that opportunity. The minions do get cleared out.
Yeah, it's 3 inhibitors, though, so they have to wait for the double super minion spawns. And Baron's in 2 minutes. If they catch Piglet...
The chase on the Piglet. He's burning low. Oh, and he finally is going to go down. Solo drops. His GA is popped. Finally, his first death of the game. He actually taunts back.
It's not going to count, though. It's not on that scoreboard.
Yeah. Oh, there's the final Winter's Bite. He's going to end up dropping eventually. Teleport now used by Charong to try catching up. There are big death timers on Team Liquid Academy, and all 5 members of Dream Team are back up. Moon, he's going to be caught out and forced to hop away to make sure Golden Glue survives. His Guardian Angel is up.
He's going to try to knock him up immediately, and he gets him.
Yeah. He ends up going down. It's 1 versus 5 for 20 seconds.
This is really not ideal for Dream Team because there's so many minions to clear out. Double super minion waves in every lane. And we'll look at this one more time. Charong, flash forward, gets the Proto Belt, a lot of damage and the Harpoon, and then Piglet can't do anything. They take out 2, and then Solo has to push them away, get them to go the other way. Peek-and-Woof rightfully goes the opposite direction. Acadian takes a tunnel, and then the teleport starts channeling from Charong right here in the middle of that fight to walk up, get his equalizer down, and cut off the escape route, because that's where Moon wants to go. And it also stops Golden Glue from trying to turn it, and Moon has to eventually go, all right, well, I guess I got to fight him.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough. Acadian gets the knock-up, and good Zonia's there from Charong as he overheats himself to get that empowered Flame Spitter off. But ultimately, it just bought them time. It bought them time, but they also got GAs. That's the big thing for me, is the GAs are down.
Yeah. However, triple inhibitor down, Baron's up in 15 seconds. Nothing like 3 waves of double super minions crashing into your base with Baron buff. So Team Liquid Academy looking to take that and close out this game.
Yep, they've done an okay job of actually shoving out these minion waves, though. Rumble on the bot side, though, they know he doesn't have TP. They're probably just going to have to fight them when they have Baron buff here. And I think that's what Dream Team are going to say. They're going to say, we have to fight. We can't let them just slowly starve us with minion waves.
Oh, they try to catch on to Solo, but he's able to dash away with a quick reaction.
They were able to shove up minions in the mid lane pretty much past the halfway point. They don't have to worry about that mid one right now. What they have to worry about is this Baron buffed up top lane and then rotating to mid from TLA side.
Yeah, this is a huge wave of minions. With those double super minions and Baron buff, they clean through so fast, but Dream Team are able to get there in time and catch the wave. Open hand. Here comes the rest of Team Liquid Academy. They're going to try to break down this middle inhibitor instead.
Zerat Portal just placed down from Solo. He traded out his Guardian Angel for that, so he has the same amount of resistances. And they're going to go get this middle inhibitor without any minions. They're going to try to go for it.
That's a lot of good damage.
Equalizer?
They're going to try to engage. Equalizer catches stunt. Piglet's kiting on the far side. There goes Moon as well, as Golden Glue was able to keep everyone occupied. Piglet drops North Scarin. Acadian, he's got his own Guardian Angel, but he's going to go down as Charong's Zonia's falls off. And he drops. Finally, Team Liquid Academy, 50 minutes into the game. They've taken 3 kills. They've got enough to close this match out and take game number 1 against Dream Team.
Wow, that last team fight, Massacre wasn't able to really get in on it and was playing on the backline of Sivir and throwing out the Boomerang Blade, not really getting any crits in it. And that was a really split fight. Great by Golden Glue, great ultimate on Chirong that stopped him from continuing his damage. The equalizer wasn't ideal, and then the fight got split up from there. So I think that TLA, they had honestly a really good fight there, but the pressure that they had building up to that point, you would think they had closed it earlier with the lineup that they had, but eventually with the comp, it kind of worked against them, and then they were able to close the game out finally.
Yeah, it was a pretty patient match for Team Liquid Academy, though they were getting a little overzealous from time to time. They just kept on taking fight after fight, and in some cases, turning fights that Dream Team thought they had found.
Yeah, that's the thing is Dream Team would sometimes go for a fight in the top lane and things like that, and then it was, oh, by the way, it's Shen Ultimate, and the Shen Ultimate was the big thing for them, it was turning these fights around. Golden Glue gets caught out, and Solo was really on point this entire match. Solo on this Shen may be the ban that we see next game, dropping maybe a Trundle for it, because it enabled them to prevent so many deaths, so many picks, and allowed him to have another global that put pressure on both the bottom lane, but also when he wins that top lane, it becomes a nightmare for your team because the split push never ends. The ability to team fight and keep your squishies safe is phenomenal, and that's why we're seeing Shen back in the meta, is people have finally taken the time to really learn this new Shen and what he's capable of doing and put the hours in on him.
Mm-hmm. Just enabling so much for the team. Now, we've got another replay for you, and this is Dream Team actually turning a fight back onto Team Liquid.
Yeah, Chirong with the flash proto belt to get right up in Piglet's face, and then the slow with the harpoon, able to actually get up there, kill stunt, the ultimate from Massacre to get closer, and then they're able to chase down Solo. Chirong knows that the taunt is down and doesn't have enough energy for it. So TP's to the other side. Acadian had used his Void Rush to get there. Ease forward, cuts off the escape, and Peekawolf had also gone for the route and had walked around. So really well played there from everybody on Dream Team from start to finish, using their numbers advantage and using the fact that they knew they were going to back and that they had such low HP bars. So
yeah,
really good by Dream Team. It's just one of those fights you wish they had taken earlier.
Exactly. They had the items. That Sivir ended up becoming huge. You saw when Karma was able to land a Mantrid Q, it just did so much burst. But we've got one final replay for you, that final team fight at the end of the game that allowed Team Liquid Academy to close it out.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on Massacre here because I want to see how many autos he gets off. He runs forward, runs back, runs towards Golden Glue, runs back, throws out a Q, runs back, gets hit by the wave, and continues to run back. Massacre gets no autos off in that fight. He gets zero autos. He gets 2 Boomerang Blades, no auto attacks in that entire thing.
Yeah.
That's what made that fight right there, is he never got in.
Yeah, just the positioning of Dream Team wasn't quite solid enough to allow Massacre to be able to get that good sort of flank or perhaps even a front line in front of him to shred through the carries of Team Liquid.
Yeah, because you don't really have a front line at that point. You have Acadian, who Rek'Sai, the later the game goes, the worse she really becomes because her only engage tool is Flash Knockup. The E is very telegraphed. People can see it coming. They see your intent. It's like, oh, he's hanging around right here.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, of course he's going to come in. So you really need another person, like another dive buddy to help you out, maybe a Shen for a taunt and then the follow-up. So I definitely think that the front line that they had was not very good with just the Rek'Sai, and then the equalizer in that fight was not appropriate. It was not the best equalizer they had. And then he throws the equalizer and goes after Golden Glue because Golden Glue's kind of wrecking his side of the team fight.
We did still see some good things from Dream Team in that they were able to try to take these fights in desperate situations where some other teams aren't even quite able to make that step. So they are at least continuing to move forward.
Yeah, that's what I love from Dream Team here, is that they're at least trying. I just want to see it a little bit earlier. That's the only thing, is I think that they had a lot of fights where the mid game could have been in their favor. They're trading like Infernal Drakes for mid turret.
Yeah.
Chirong's doing blue buff when they're pushing top wave, where he could have pushed the top wave out and not had that happen. So there's a couple of missed opportunities there in a macro sense from Dream Team, but taking the team fights, some of them were really good for them. Some of them were not so good. But I think the Dream Team overall can actually be kind of happy about that game against TLA because it did show improvement from where they were before.
Well, we'll have to see if they improve in game number 2. Challenger Series is going to be right back in just a few. Don't go anywhere. First blood onto Solo. Piglet will make it out. Stunt, however, trades his life back over. Piglet's dealing a lot of damage. Despite the flash knockout, he still gets a kill, but Acadian, it's not enough. And despite a good pick from Solo, it's not going to be enough to save him on the far side. Golden Glue picks up a kill, and Team Liquid Academy chase forward. There's the Stand United. It's 4 members. Meanwhile, Moon destroys Massacre solo in the river, and Golden Glue will finally fall down. A huge 3-man taunt is going to stall it out. Equalizer catches stunt. Piglet's kiting on the far side. There goes Moon as well, as Golden Glue was able to keep everyone occupied. Piglet drops North Scarin.